faster or a Geiger counter? Nope, it's a Geiger counter. There you are, darling. Why, the darndest time trying to find this venue. Are you sure my adoring fans will be able to make it here? You live in an autograph booth? Wait. This isn't a venue, is it? Then I must say, I'm confused. Why do you have a table with my name on it? In that case, I feel like you could have left the name off of it. Let me start this again. As the table says, I am Adelaide. And as you may have guessed from my alluring charm, I am a performer, a showgirl, a shining star shooting across the night sky from Atlantic City to Broadway, or wherever New Broadway is since the Big Apple is a big crater. I was going to sell autographs for funds as I travel, but that'll be difficult without a place to work out of. Would you do me the pleasure of letting me stay here while I sort this out? Gonna make a girl beg for it. Aside from my obvious benefits of looks and personality, I am a performer, though I don't do private shows anymore. I'll figure something out. Maybe if you're open-minded, I can teach you about human-robot interfacing. I knew you couldn't stay away. My favorite subject. What would you like to know? It's beautiful. And right at the center, radiating a good percent of the beauty, was little old me. The casino was like a crown, and I was its jewel, mesmerizing any that could see it. I loved the dazzling lights near the boardwalk. But eventually I wanted to find the truly blinding lights. Went north to Broadway. But it seems the bright lights I heard about came 20-something years earlier and were accompanied with mushroom clouds. By being the best there is, darling. It's a good thing I have thick armor plating, otherwise I might get cut on all the roses thrown my way. Simply put, it was destiny. This body was manufactured to kill, and that's what I do every time I get on stage. What kind of answer did you expect? That I was a waitress over in LA, hoping for a chance to break into showbiz? Oh, wait, should I say that my uncle was a producer and got me a job? I was going to be called Hot Damn after the first words of my manufacturer, but Miss Damn doesn't sound very nice. I'm kidding, don't write that down. Searching my memory banks, and it seems that I was just named after some doll. I meant to say I don't know much more than that. Do you have any idea how hard I needed to work to overcome that stigma? Do you know the hours spent calibrating my routine just so I don't decapitate someone when I do a can-can? I choose to get people hot and bothered with my performance rather than my laser. Because there's no one else like me, and don't you forget it. I've always always enjoyed the personification of luck in error, permissions not found. Especially when it was performed by... Wait, that's not right. Scanning. It seems that when I left Atlantic City, I must have left the permissions for some songs there. That'll prove to be difficult for my next show. A gal like me only performs to a full house. Anything less would be sacrilege. I only did one private performance, and it was a mess. So never again. Impossible to say. And I'm not being lovably coy. Robots don't typically have bad memories, but I just can't seem to recall the details. All I remember is that I had to bow out early. I'm missing the key word to my own memories, so unfortunately that's all I know. There was a wise guy in Atlantic City that sometimes tinkered around in my head. Come to think of it, he never really seemed like much of a mechanic. But enough about keywords. That's the past, and my optical sensors are forward-facing for a reason. To look to the future. When it comes to life, you either have to believe in destiny, or you've got to believe in yourself. I believed in myself. And before long, a talent scout from New Jersey believed in me too. That's how I was discovered. Sure, I was deactivated in a military warehouse, but that's semantics at this point. I had a very specific diet, consisting of a variety of overlapping personality holotapes. Some went down easier than others. Submissive and reserved didn't suit my palate, but extravagance complemented my tastes. You know what? I actually did. I was interrogated by a ghoul. At first, I thought he was after my autograph, but he left me alone once he heard I hadn't any Nuka-Cola to trade. Checking my historical data, I'd say July 5th. You get the warm summer weather, and the party just rolls from one day to the next. Of course I do. Recalculating. It's a small fruit that hasn't been seen in 20-something years. Why? I don't see anything worth looking at. I kid. Assaultron eyes are more for looks than looking. I've got gizmos and gadgets galore to keep track of things. I mean this in the least disturbing way possible. As soon as you're near, I can detect your direction, distance, and heart rate. All without looking at you. Eye contact while talking is more of a human formality, so sometimes I don't realize I'm not doing it when one-on-one. Either that, or I'm afraid of you getting lost in my beautiful obsidian optical receptors. Take your pick. The stage is yours, so to speak. That was me flirting. Wow, that went right over your head, didn't it? You mean my perfectly machined curves and top-of-the-line personality chip isn't enough for you? Well, if you're that interested, I'm sure I could give you some pointers on how to handle yourself with robots when your wires get crossed. Get under their steel plating without them getting under your skin. Just give me the word and I'll help you figure out ways to sweep any robot off their feet, treads, or thrusters. sure I can come up with a few ways to help you thrive in your next human-on-robot encounter. I can't speak for everyone, but I know a lot of robots are especially sensitive at the joints. Deliver some red-hot lead, and I'm sure they'll be falling all over themselves to get to you. And what's your pleasure? Good morning. Can't wait to see the performance you do in that outfit. Is that my heart beating faster or a Geiger counter? Nope, it's a Geiger counter.